We met on a dance floor. It was about 3 a.m. in 1997. I had a smile on my face that I couldn't get rid of. I was having the best night of my life. They, of course, could not possibly have been there. They came from another city in another country, and I was about to turn away embarrassed, writing that moment of recognition off as a fucked up fairy tale with no happy ending. But at that precise moment, the DJ changed the music. And in the 8 bars before the kick drum came in, we made eye contact. There they were, my one-time partner in crime, stylish bad influence, occasional co-DJ, friend, and an unrequited love waiting to happen. My name is Simon Brind, and I'm going to talk to you about DJing as an analogy for runtime game mastering. My research is about how stories work in LARP, and the Irish DJ, Donal, hang on, where are we? Here we go. Donal Dineen said that DJing is storytelling with added button pushing. So with that in mind, I thought it would be fun to try and find some common ground. This is a talk that would work better with music, but one of the problems of anything that's going out on the internet is rights clearance. So for those of you who are watching this at home, the track that was playing when we met was Lost in Love by Legend B. So if you want to put that on at home while I'm talking, that would be great. I started DJing in the late 80s. Back then, we used vinyl. Vinyl. They're like big CDs. 12-inch, 30 centimeters. CDs. It's like Spotify, except 100 tracks weigh 15 kilos, and you have to download them from a shop. So when you're DJing, at its most basic, you have 2 decks, record players, CD players, computer-controlled devices. And as one track is playing, you queue up the next track on the other device so that it's all ready to come in when the track that is playing ends. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There's various other techniques. There's things like beat matching that everybody knows about. You need to consider what key a track is in, because 2 pieces of music that are exactly the same speed are not necessarily going to sound great when you play them together. But anyway, I stopped LARPing in order to go clubbing instead. Clubbing is an opportunity to get dressed up in fabulous clothes and hang out in a liminal space with like-minded people. I took on the role of a DJ, and I called myself by a different name, in fact, many different names. And I interacted with people in this space, many of whom were experiencing altered states of consciousness. And I performed in that space for the purposes of entertainment, using a number of techniques, some obvious, some subliminal, to take people on an emotional journey. So there are some parallels, I think, here. The relationship between the dance floor and the DJ is a symbiotic one. The DJ feeds off vibes, off energy. In order to get sustenance, they have to work with the dance floor. They have to select the right track at the right time and the right mood and bring it into the mix subtly. They work with pace and drama. And I think a lot of LARP designers and indeed writers will be familiar with the 3-act structure. This image comes from a website about how to program a DJ set. If you drop the massive track, the real banger, too early, then you've got nowhere less to go later on. Bring it in too late, and the end of the set will feel rushed. Sometimes it's a skill, sometimes it's experience, sometimes it's just luck. And often it seems like magic. But in my opinion, one of the most important skills for a DJ, and I think for a runtime game master as well, is the ability to read the dance floor, to look out over a sea of dancing humans and to know what it is they need to hear next, to spot 2 people through the smoke and the strobes, about to go their separate ways, and to mix in a track that makes them pause for a minute, make eye contact, makes magic. So, reading a dance floor is all about observation. So what I'm looking for now is some acknowledgement that some of this makes sense, that the parallels are starting to become clear. So there's a few nods, some confused faces, a couple of people over at the back, I think, playing Attack on Choha or Words with Friends. And right here at the front, a man in a state of panic. Yep. Maybe regretting his choice of topic a little, but I'm reading the dance floor. There's a fundamental truth of DJing and I think game mastering, and it is this: you can't make them dance. You don't make them dance. Any assumption about what a dance floor is going to do is risky. Planning your set well in advance of the night works well on radio, but once the dance floor is involved, you're not in charge anymore. You're a functionary, part of the process. Now, I don't want to push this analogy too much further, but I think it's useful to have a way to think about the relationship between players and GMs that possibly acknowledges the fact that the GMs are playing too. During my DJ career, I played a lot of different places, and I did all sorts of interesting things. I made it snow on the dance floor. I pulled off mixes that made people stop and look at me with a, "What are you doing?" only to bring in a third track, and then they understood. But none of that is actually important, because no matter what my ego might tell me, the DJ is not the star of the show. The job of the DJ, the job of the game master, is to curate a liminal space where people want to dance, maybe to give them something to dance to. But beyond the technical bit of mixing, getting the sound levels right, thinking about timing and pacing and structure, possibly planning 2 or 3 tracks ahead, it's all about understanding what's going on out there, beyond the laser beams. It's a performance, but it's a performance that begets performance. And when it goes well, it's amazing. Now, to bring this talk to a close, I need to switch back to the end of the story, the moment a heart breaks, because we all like a little bleed at the end. The track I talked about at the start, Lost in Love, features a sample from Scorsese's Age of Innocence. Remember when we played together. It was their birthday at the end of January, and we'd not spoken for a while, so I thought I'd send them a text to wish them a happy birthday after 20-odd years of parties, DJ gigs, and gothic rock excess. Eventually, the music stops, the LARP ends, and all you're left with are the memories of playing together. Thank you.